incredible how she folded in that match. But Petra, is it Kvitova? She goes up against who does she go up against?
Naomi Osaka.
Yes, Osaka. Yes, who also that's her second final in a row, isn't it? So it'd be interesting to see how that match plays out, Rino?
Yeah, it will be. The Czech up against the Japanese. It'll be an interesting game. I'm going to stick with the Japanese girl, Osaka. Hopefully she can win that through, and win the Aussie Open. Also the men's final too.
That'll be
world number 1 versus world number 2.
Yeah.
Djokovic and Nadal. There was a young Greek kid that was going really good that knocked out the Federer guy. Tsitsipas, I think his name was. And Hades' a name to remember for the future. Yeah. So, we're down to finals. The Spaniard and old Djokovic, Jay. That'll be interesting, buddy. I like to endorse Jace's talks about Maria Sharapova. Gonna miss the screaming.
till what the next the Paris what is it, Roland Garros till then I suppose. Just real quick, what else has been happening sporting wise there, Reno?
Yeah, well, I suppose the netball season got underway for our Silver Ferns in the quad series up in the north. Obviously, we just got there in extra time against South Africa to claim third. The Aussies got beaten by England, would you believe it? This English team are really just sitting their scraps and they're carrying on through. So, had a good win, mind you, home soil, and any win against an Aussie team is a good win. So, take your head up to the English team there as well. But, Nolan is getting things back on the right way, I would guess, even though we had a couple of losses. But, hey, things are just going to move along slowly at a time. But for me, just seeing the likes of Laura Langman, she's just outstanding in a sense that, she wasn't in their first quarter in one of the games and they lost it, mate? And then they put it back in there and she just guides it. And then you've got Casey Corper at the back there as well. These two just back in the Magic days playing real strong netball for the Silver Ferns. The Breakers, midweek, this season looked over in the NBL playoffs, but now they have a slim chance after beating the Cairns Taipans, I see. So, it's going to be pretty close. We'll see what happens there. NFL, Super Bowl. Ra will know more about this. The big build-up to Super Bowl. Everyone in America, we know what it does to the Americans. Brings the whole country to a standstill. You spend millions and millions and millions of dollars on advertising. But, man, it's the big game. It's Super Bowl time, Ra, and the big finals.
Oh, yeah, it's all going to be happening over here in the States. And, you pick your teams and you show your loyalty and you wear your colours. That's huge for me. And as Reen was saying, it's probably going to be one of the biggest events of the year for the Americans anyway, and it should be quite an entertaining match. There's a lot of money at stake, and all the glitz and glory that goes along with it before the actual sort of game gets underway. So it'll be a watch the space on TV. I think the Pats are going to do well.
The Patriots are in the game, are they?
Yeah.
Jesus, wasn't it? I'm sure it was the Patriots who, because there was a bit of controversy of some non-calls that went their way when possibly they probably shouldn't have. Was it the Patriots there, Ra, or was it the other team? Because I just don't really keep up with the NFL.
I'm afraid to give you. I just like watching it. I really don't understand it. I mean, I just get caught up in the hype, and I sometimes wish rugby was sort of molded on that same kind of theatrics and drama that you see. The big crowds and all the sort of gloss, the celebrity entertainers. It makes it sort of one heck of an event before the actual game gets underway. So, you could be right there. It's all part and parcel of American football, gridiron as they used to call it.
Oh, no, I think it was the Rams. Yeah, I think it was the Rams.
Yeah, it is the Los Angeles Rams. Yeah. Rams against New England Patriots. Yeah, 12:30 New Zealand time, Monday, anniversary day, so you'll be able to watch it. I only watch, I'm like you guys, watch the tail end. I just want to see how Brady's going to go. He was the man at the moment.
Yeah.
They got them through, this quarterback, unreal, mate.
Well, he is obviously quite legendary over there. Also, the Phoenix, the Wellington Phoenix, you know, they'd been on a bit of a streak up until, was it Thursday that they had their game? Up until Thursday. Boy, they were on a bit of a six, you know, well, they haven't lost their last 6 games, but they did lose on Thursday night against Sydney. So, you know, they're still quite up there, though, and that's the interesting thing. They've still certainly got a chance of making the playoffs, maybe for the first time ever. Well, for a while, if not for the first time ever. So that was also good to see. Also, over there in the NBA, they had the voting for the All-Star game, and unfortunately, Steven Adams, our man, missed out on getting into the NBA from becoming an NBA All-Star, but only just from what I understand. So, bit saddened. But of course, he played a pretty good game against the New Orleans Pelicans the other night with 20 points and 18 rebounds, I think it was. Russell Westbrook took a triple-double, as well as Paul George. Now, they're doing pretty well, the Thunder, I dare say. So, anything else happening out there in sport? No?
No, that's about it, mate. I suppose everyone's just down the road from where I am in Hamilton, and looking forward to everyone hit the footy field. Tell you what, the ground's going to be hard, mate. So, oh well, the smell of Lindemann. Hey, deep heat.
Plenty of it, eh? Plenty of it too, I dare say. Anyway, gentlemen, I guess now it has just gone on to time for us to move on to what I certainly love to call my favourite part of the show. This is the part that we're able to release our angst for the week. So here we go, gentlemen. It's time for us to put the boot in. My put the boot in is going out to I guess the media in particular. The media, one of the big things that I've seen either all over Facebook or all over, social media online is about these students at this US rally who were mocking this Native American. Now, I'm not sure. Apparently, stuff.co.nz have said that along with the students were trying to mock this Native American as well as trying to do the haka. Let me just explain something. They weren't doing the haka, mate. I don't know what the heck they were doing, but I just thought that was ridiculous. It's just ridiculous, the coverage that the media is giving to this particular issue and to these students. And for me, I reckon they got to stop it because, well, it just is ridiculous. That's what the media seems to be covering stuff these days. It's just ridiculous stuff. So that's my put the boot in.
Yeah, my put the boot in goes into the government's Kiwi Build scheme. I mean, it's starting to show a few cracks at the moment, and it's not sitting out like how they expected it to. I mean, it's a no-brainer. Me personally, I think it was sort of doomed from the start. The concept itself was good, to provide accommodation and houses to people who need it. But the actual, the way they went about everything, it actually left a lot of people out who really needed the houses, and now they're sort of suffering and might not be able to complete a few of the bills that they'd actually promised the voters. So that's my put the boot in. It goes out to the Kiwi Build scheme.
Put the boot in!
Yeah, I'll put the boot into some of the tourists that kind of come to Aotearoa. Lovely place. We know about it. They want to come here. But when they get behind the wheel of a car and they don't know how to drive our roads, as you guys know that I've been on the road to Hamilton and Forth over the last few days, mate, tourists, you don't stop on the middle of a railway track, let alone when the train's just coming down the road and the arms haven't come down. You stop there, look around, I'm right behind you. It's like, holy hell, hikama. So move. Tourists, if you're going to come into our country, drive our vehicles, please know the road rules at least. Or, you don't park on a railway crossing when the train's coming along the main road. So I'll put the boot into some of those idiots who don't know our road rules.
Put the boot in!
Yeah, might put the boot into a little bit closer to home up the east coast in Victoria. Late last year, towards the end of last year, some dickhead stole the floodlights in the St John's ambulance building And also, over the Christmas period, Manu Caddy had some of his camping gear stolen from Waipiro Bay, I think it was, or Noda Bay, one of those places. Now, Manu Caddy and Pānapa Iho and a few others have set up a Hikurangi cannabis company to try and, put something positive into the community. And these clowns, these idiots, these scumbags, have come along and do this. I think they're probably all on P, methamphetamine, crack, ice, whatever you want to call it these days. I think bring back the old days, round them up, take them downtown, climb to the fence and chuck bloody tomatoes at them. They're absolute pieces of excrement and they're not needed in our community. That's my point of view.
Put the boot in! True enough. I mean, things are hard enough up the coast, let alone with these idiots running around there, JT?
Mate, absolutely. It's a gut-wrenching, like I said, Manu and Pānapa and a few others. This could be a game changer for the community.
Yes.
The license, or part of the license
Yep.
From the government. There's obviously just a few more hoops to jump through, but if they can get this across the line and get things happening up there, then it'll be a great thing. But everyone knows up there who it is, who's dealing with this crap, who is it. So we're pushing it. Instead of protecting the whānau, you're not protecting anyone, you're ruining it for everyone else.
Yes.
Name and shame these idiots that get out there and bring back the public lashings or something like that. I'll happily crack a whip on across some of these clowns.
Totally agree. What, Reno? You've been following these tourists. Jump ahead of them, mate. Get in front of them. Don't follow them.
They were in a little Suzuki Swift thing, a couple of them, and they had a tourist company on it. And I was coming into a town called Morrinsville, and it's got a railway crossing. And she's heading from out of Hamilton, and he just stopped smacking the thing, and the guy behind me's looking, what the hell? And you could see this train coming.
Right.
And I'm like going, beep, 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 and he's looking in his mirror at me. He says, mate, you better move. Oh, I was tempted to put the foot down and ram his backside and get him over the line. And then as the lights went ding, 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 and arms are coming down, he decided to carry on. Oh, I was
idiot.
Like, holy hell. Well, I can't say the words because it's a family show when I'm saying in the car. But the other guy who was parked behind me, because he went through and the arms had come down, he came up to me and goes, yeah, I can't say what words he was saying too. So, you get, back in my day when I was at the licence, mate, the police I was here named 5 places, son, that you can't park on. I said stupid things, footpath, on a roof of a thing.
Right.
I didn't think to say a railway line, but yeah. Oh, it's just crazy.
Yeah, indeed. And that Kiwi build, bro, I'm telling you, it was more of a money-making scheme than, trying to build houses that, so that people can live in. That's what I reckon anyway.
It's politics, bro. It's all politics.
Of course it is.
And it
comes down to money at the end of the day. Always comes down to money at the end of the day, and that's what the political thing is all about.
Even sort of the way they're priced, they're out of the range of a lot of middle class people too.
Exactly.
Now, they're thinking if they can't, maybe sell them, they'll try and sell them. So we'll probably get foreigners coming in to buy them, the only ones who can afford them.
Exactly.
So,
I know.
You've got to ask the question: who comes up with these ridiculous policies? And I think they need a bit of a reality check. They need to come back to the grassroots Aotearoa and actually help and provide for the people who really need roofs over their heads. That's what it comes down to, eh?
Well, I remember, was it Keith Holyoke, who first started these housing projects. Was it back in the 40s or the 50s? And they had state homes, and for the time, they were decent homes for the time. And these days, they're just trying to build, I don't know what the heck they're trying to build, actually. Flasher homes in order to sell to the rich people, rather than to try and cater for, just Joe Public out there. That's what I reckon anyway.
And that's the comments we're hearing now, that they should go back to that sort of policy, how it was way back in the day, when a lot of, families, whānau, got into homes because they made it so much easier. And Bob's are uncle, wow, that's straight a long way from them. So maybe they need to revisit that and look how that was handled, and maybe go back to those grassroots, and then I reckon everyone will be a win-win situation. Well,
here's an interesting idea. How about these container homes? They're relatively simple. They can be, they can be done up quite nicely, and depending on how many containers you get, they can be done pretty cheaply as well. No one seems to want to do stuff